So Liverpool didn't take their opportunity, Robbie Earle, to stay in the race.
So surely Arsenal must go top of the table,
Surely.
could go 4 points clear of Liverpool, and it was all set up, kind of.
Yeah, they've know the results, they watch the games, they're probably feeling pretty good about themselves. And to be fair, so the first thing we've got to talk about Robbie Earle, and of course, listen, I understand this gets more of a story with the result. Changes, okay? Now, I said to you just after the game, Rob, in our studio, the team against Bayern Munich on Tuesday at Arsenal was what I think everybody would assume is their best team, right?
Yeah.
I think we know that Kivior played, White played fullbacks, Jorginho held, Odegaard, Rice as the eights, Martinelli one side, Saka the other side, Kai Havertz has done really well up front. That was the team that drew 2-2. Difficult game. Bayern Munich showed up. Like they've been awful this season, but they showed up. Now, Mikel Arteta makes changes, 2 changes to that front three. Jesus plays up front. Havertz was in the side, but played in midfield. And Trossard played for Martinelli on the left-hand side. Now, I know I'm a smart ass now afterwards, but is there anything, before we get into the details, why didn't he play the same team?
Well, to answer your question, Pep Guardiola made changes and won.
Yeah, got a good squad. He's got a really good squad.
So you're saying those players weren't as good enough?
No.
I didn't. I've got to be honest. I didn't.
You're
think
okay with those changes? This is not their best team today. It was not Arsenal's best team.
No, I'm not. The changes, not so worried about. The positional, I still would have kept Havertz as the 9.
Yeah.
I would have kept Jesus out on the left-hand side because I think he'll work up and down for you, and I'd put Trossard in midfield. So I'm not so worried about the change. I think the moving of Havertz out of the number 9 position was the biggest mistake he made.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he's built a nice rapport and understanding now with
confidence with goals.
Him and Odegaard, the goals were coming. To drop him back into that 8, to play him a little bit deeper
which he hasn't done well.
That runs, he looked more like the old Kai Havertz.
Yeah. All that being said, right? Okay. All that being said, we're in the studio at half-time, and Arsenal played well first half. Really well, moved the ball around. These little short passes are what, for me, it identifies Arsenal, Mikel Arteta's Arsenal. These little short passes that connect Odegaard's cleverness, everybody else in that final third, Saka down the right-hand side. They didn't score the goal. They had a great chance in Leandro Trossard, Rob, to score from a few yards out. And Martinez, a former Arsenal goalkeeper, throws out a brilliant save there to keep that one out. But at half-time, I'm thinking, you're always going to brush teams away. You're not always going to score first. I wasn't worried at half-time. What happened?
The Ollie Watkins hitting the post? Did it worry as a little reminder?
Well, we know the quality that Watkins brings, and we'll get. Don't worry with Villa fans. We'll get on to how good Villa were, by the way. Second half, what happened to Arsenal, Rob? What happened to Arsenal second half?
Lacked energy, lacked pace. When Arsenal don't play with that pace and energy and rhythm,
quickness,
they become a very different outfit, very different team to play against. And I almost felt Villa got a bit comfortable with them. And the less pace was in the game, the more Villa dominated it, got stronger, made chances, made good runs, had more shots in the game. I know you don't like stats, but the shots are stats. And in the end, we're worthy winners, absolutely worthy winners.
Can you explain the lack of intensity and energy? Right, because if I had my way, right, maybe it'd been worse because I would have picked the best team.
So that they might have been. You're saying that might have been tiredness.
I know that the Champions League is a very important competition, Rob, and I understand that Mikel Arteta is gained his experience from City, and he sees what they do with the rotations, and it kind of is a necessity through parts of the season.
Of course.
But given where they are and how close they are, is it risky, Rob, to rotate in the hope that people are going to be fresher? Because second half, and there wasn't that many rotations,
and
subs were made, and they were still flat.
The subs, when they were made, wasn't as big an issue. I'll go back to the point. It was the positions that people played in. Because we were watching game, and then because I did the teams and the lineups, which we go. And I said, Havertz at top.
Trossard in midfield.
Trossard in midfield, Jesus on the left-hand side. And then you said to me, hey, you need to have a look at this 5 minutes, and this doesn't look like you set up. Yeah. That's what, to me, Rob, was the thing that Mikel Arteta... Listen, Mikel Arteta is going to be sitting at home, and I just want to get to him for a moment. And he's going to be... If he has made a mistake with the rotation, he's going to know that. If he thinks, actually, I rotated and I didn't need to, he's going to know that, and it's what happens to him. I think Mikel Arteta now, Rob, this next week is going to be tested as a top-class manager. He's got a game against Bayern Munich that at this stage he dare not he's got to go for. He's got to go for, Rob.
Yeah, of course.
He's got to go for.
Play your best team.
Yeah, and then he's away at Wolves.
Yeah.
And he's got to go and do the right thing. Now,
what
he says,
Chelsea on the Tuesday,
how he reacts, what he says, and how he can motivate this group to go again is going to be the test of his management and his maturity. I have been superbly impressed with Mikel Arteta to this point. Now we're talking: is he jumping into that elite group?
Well, didn't we say this again? And I always remember what Lee Dixon says. Lee Dixon's been there, done it with Arsenal, got title winners medal, right? And to be fair to him, and he said this like 3 months ago.
He's said a few times.
It's going to be the last 5 or 6 games. That's when it gets like squeaky bum time, right? And I think I said a few weeks ago, listen, we ain't going to know until those moments come how much Arsenal have learned from last year, how much they've improved, how much difference Declan Rice makes, and having Saliba fit and stuff. And that's obviously still there. But how they react off the back of this is that I couldn't agree more. Because you know what everybody's going to be saying about the film from last year. For whatever reason, they fell away and they're still not quite ready. It is critical. They put a good performance during the week, Wednesday, away at Bayern Munich. And the Wolves away game is everything. The Wolves away game is everything. Because if they can win again at Wolves and whatever's at Bayern Munich to keep it tight. Because it is still tight, by the way. They're 2 points behind. They're 1 game swing. And there's 6 games left. But what they can't afford to do, Rob, is go to Wolves and lose. Because then all
even
of a sudden...
draw if City...
Yeah, but the incredible hope. And there's so many Arsenal fans. There's so many Arsenal fans in this region and in America that are so optimistic and encouraged them. And we have been this year.
Of course we have,
to lose another game and it feel like, it's all going to... is the last thing they need. But anyway, positive. Aston Villa.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
I mean, their second half was... They forced Arsenal back, played some brilliant football.
Let's just talk about the fellow in charge there, Rob, just to even things up as well. 1,001 games he's had. He had his 1,000th game as manager midweek against Lille in the Conference League. His team, Rob, were... sort of hung in at times, and goalkeeper made a couple of great saves. They're expertly set up. They absolutely know what they're doing when they hit on the counter. They build up through midfield. So if you go too narrow, they play in the wider areas. If you get spread out, they play you through the central areas. Ollie Watkins is absolutely perfect for the way that Unai Emery's team is set up. And whether it's Diaby, Bailey comes on and has big moments, Zaniolo has moments. The kid who's come from Middlesbrough, Rodgers, looks a player.
Looks really good.
Looks a find. And it's a back four that know what they're doing, Rob. He deserves so much credit. And all the focus today was on title running. The 3 big teams, Man City, Liverpool. By the way, Aston Villa, 4th in the league, Champions League, is important to them and is a story. And Unai Emery and his team deserve the headlines as well. They could now finish in 4th spot, guaranteed Champions League football. It's incredible.
It is incredible. And by the way, just in terms of teams and rotations, they played Thursday, 2 days after Arsenal played Bayern Munich. And I know it's Lille and not Bayern Munich, so I understand that. But almost, and I got the teams here, almost the same team. I think there's one change.
Douglas Luiz couldn't because he was suspended.
Yeah, so John McGinn slops back into midfield. So they played pretty much the same team, and they got stronger in the second half, something that's very, very strange and hard to... how they got so much better in the game. My underappreciated performer is Morgan Rogers. And again, from Middlesbrough, my club, and...
No bias there.
No, I'm just no bias there. I'm surprised how well he's done. I didn't think he would be straight in the side. Unai Emery's played Morgan Rogers straight from the start. I think it was $19 million for Middlesbrough. He plays in a really important attacking midfield position. I think the first game he played for Villa, I remember it, and he looked a little shaky. And you, to be fair, you've always liked him.
Yeah.
But the way that he's come into this team in big games now, and he's getting more comfortable, played in a different position, played on the right-hand side, dropping into midfield, or just away from Ollie Watkins as the deep striker. He keeps the ball well. He's got good size. He scored a lovely goal the other week with his left foot into that corner. This is one of those underappreciated, but more one to watch. One to watch, Rob, because I love a young player coming into a league and particularly into a club like Aston Villa, which is a brilliant club and a great team with a great manager. I just think he's one to watch. I just wanted to give him a mention.
Yeah, made him
as
more
we go forward.
consistent. Working with a coach like Unai Emery, Rob, he's only going to get better.
He's going to get minutes.
And
he likes him, plays him a lot.
So, top three.
Amazing.
I mean, what a weekend! What a boost for Manchester City, Rob. You know.
If we just quickly back to Arsenal in terms of the big picture, Rob, let's have a quick minute on that. Arsenal, would you agree that Arsenal now and Liverpool have to win every game?
Yeah, almost.
Can you see Man City losing one of the final 6? Really difficult. I can see him drawing. I can see him drawing one.
Yeah, you say maybe draw. I can see him winning out. I can see him winning out.
Of course they can. But if they're going to drop something, it'll be a draw. So that's 2 points. So Arsenal will catch them. They've got a better goal difference.
Can catch them if they win out.
If they win out. But let me just say the games, some of the games they've got Chelsea, they got Tottenham away, North London derby.
They got Man United.
And they got Man United away. Now, Man United are a little bit, you don't know what you're going to get. They've got to win all those. If they do it from here, like...
Yeah, fair play. Yeah,
fair play.
They've gunned City down.
I mean, City are big favourites now, Rob.
They were favourites, Rob, when they were third. And they were a couple of points behind in the same games. They're absolutely clear favourites.
The Liverpool thing is astonishing to me. I remember looking at the league table. They're 2 points ahead when I think the other two
said
played.
They were favourites, because
I thought, wow, they're favourites now with 2 points with that momentum, and that's how quickly this league changes. Amazing Sunday.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host for NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. And for even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock. And be sure to tune in for Premier League mornings every weekend on USA Network and on Peacock. We will see you there.